All right, let's go. Good day. We're back tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. Oh, it's CPI day today. So that's obviously what started this rally upside. Play the momentum, man. Maybe we just stay long and only look for longs on good CPI days. There's another one coming up very, very soon. More inflation data coming your way this week with PPI. So, all right. Thanks to everybody again today. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao. Over to Prad.
Welcome everybody to the After Party Show, the After the Close. This segment is brought to you by Kelshi, where the outcomes brought to you by Kelshi. Trade on the event outcomes, federally regulated exchange supported by renowned investors like Sequoia Capital, Combinator, Charles Schwab, also a part of the dealership over there. It offers new asset classes called event contracts, allowing users to directly trade on the outcome of the event. If you check out the poll in the chat right now that's going on, it's basically those type of questions. I'll show you what the thing looks like, their website right here. Let me actually turn off the dark reader. That's my dark reader, kind of showing you everything kind of in a different color. This is their website. You can go on their website and basically directly bet on market events in a yes or no situation. And they are basically sponsoring the After the Close show. So thank you, Kelshi, for joining the Trader TV live party. And go check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Click on the links in the chat and scan the QR codes below. Is there a QR code? No. But yeah, go check out the link. Kelshi. Coming to the market over here, today was an amazing day, obviously. Today, markets were all the way to the upside. We were looking at S&P 500. What is this? Decline offer. We're looking at the S&P 500 be green, the NASDAQ be green, taking out all positions to the upside and give us some really good longs. Some of them were Carvana. We are going to go through all of the Trader TV live watch list, so that'll be great, such as DraftKings, Uber and DPZ. Today, Uber was a little bit of a trap, though. I felt like it could have been better, but didn't really work out how we wanted to, so we'll dive deeper into that one. We cannot ignore Lucid, a stock that we've been extremely bullish about for the last few days. Today, didn't look that good after having that delivery miss. So we'll dive deeper into Lucid, dive deeper into a story that Randy probably talked about on the show here. I'm not sure if he did or not, but it's about Tesla and how Tesla is looking very, very good in the near future. I mean, it has been for so long already. So more bullish news for Tesla. And last but not least, somehow evaded all of our watch lists. Kava up 14% today. What is going on with that stock? So we'll check out all of these positions. People saying love the drip, Pratt, appreciate it. But I look a little blended in with the background, I think. I don't know. Look a little blended in with the background. Maybe a wrong color choice for this background that we have today. But let's go to the market. S&P 500 moving around to the north side today. We're looking for Thursday coming up. I think tomorrow we do have another important economic data coming out, which I believe, yeah, PPI, there you go. Didn't want to be wrong, so I just wanted to make sure that it was PPI. Also, initial jobless claims coming out. So two big important pieces of data coming out at 8:30. The one today was pretty important, and CPI coming in less hot, showing us that, hey, maybe the economy is headed in the right direction with the interest rates being raised so far, with the recent pause, and then maybe, as you guys can see in the poll over there, once again sponsored by Kelshi, are the Fed maybe thinking about cutting interest rates moving forward? Is that even a possibility moving forward? Is that not? So I would love to see what you guys have, what you guys think in the chat. No Fed cuts in 2023, says Dobrin. And we have 163 votes so far. So yeah, we'll dive deeper into it. I don't want to look at the numbers are just yet. I'll go later on, so I don't have the spoiler. No spoiler alerts for myself, okay? How about the special rebalance? Yeah, we can dive deeper into special rebalance. I did have an article somewhere. I would have to find it, so I'll try to keep looking for the article if I can. But the special rebalance is pretty interesting to talk about, so we'll dive deeper into that one too. But let's start off with some of these after-hour movers. So let's start off with where some of the stocks might be moving later on in the close here. what is actually moving. These are only the ones with volume, but there might be some little small movers. Marriott Hotels moving, not really, no volume coming into that one. We also don't really have any earnings just yet, but Friday morning we have a lot of banks coming out. I think JP Morgan is coming out with the earnings, and don't want to be wrong on this one, but maybe Charles Schwab is also, I could confirm this one, SCHW, Charles Schwab earnings date in 6 days coming up. Exactly, so maybe not on Friday morning, but JP Morgan is. Fed is, ooh, okay. Be nice to the Fed, guys. Be nice to the Fed. You don't have to be mean. I get you are frustrated. I get it, you're frustrated with the Fed and what they're trying to do, but they're trying their best. At least we hope. We can only hope. But coming back to the market over here, why don't we go to the first stock on the watch list, NVIDIA. NVIDIA on the watch list. Thank you, Brendo, for creating it every single day, helping all of us with our homework, not having to dive deeper into why exactly a stock might be moving. Ooh, NVIDIA breaking 440 in the after hours and moving up to 442. We couldn't do that all day, huh? Everyone has been waiting for that 440 area to come into play. NVIDIA not giving us the opportunity to do that, but now in the after hours actually breaking out of that level. If I remember it, NVIDIA 440 should be an all-time high. Yeah, it's a new all-time high now coming into NVIDIA. The previous one during regular trading hours was 439.90, and now you could say still the official, regular trading hours high is not a 440 because it happened in the after hours, but the fact that we are seeing a little bit of a move past 440 over here coming in gets us excited, because tomorrow with PPI, with the jobless claims, both numbers coming out, which are pretty important for the FOMC committee to take a look at based on if they want to cut or pause or hike interest rates. We could see maybe NVIDIA keep on soaring to the north side and help us for our awesome portfolio moves over here. Maybe AMD can leech off of this move a little bit and help itself to the north side. But keep in mind, I do want to remind you, as someone said in the chat, what about that rebalancing, that special rebalancing? I think NVIDIA is in that top 7 stocks list overall, and it will be having to be in that basket of rebalanced stocks. They did say in that article that I read, currently they own these 7 stocks or so have 48 to 50% of weightage in the NASDAQ portfolio, and they're planning to drop it down to somewhere around 35 to 38%. In that case, that's tons of size that needs to be rebalanced on the top 5-7 stocks out there: Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, Amazon, Meta. All of these stocks will be looking to most likely be sold off going into the close. Whoa, what just happened? Big volume alert over here. Volume alert for, what? That's the whole day's volume. Okay, then why did it show me in the red over there? Trade Ideas kind of confused me for a second. But post-market volume is pretty decently high, but it's not really doing too much of a move. It's Lucid, which is on our watch list overall. We are looking for Lucid to maybe go back below 7 at this point after sadly going back to that failed deliver topics. I got almost like scared over there that Lucid broke 7 or something, but no, Lucid did not break 7. I wanted to wait for Lucid to break 7 tomorrow. Today, I did have a long on Lucid right around here. I caught that move later on in the day at $7.10, low at day 7.08. At $7.10, there were about 3,000, 4,000 lots showing up, and the stock being SSR, it was pretty obvious that sellers can't really punch the stock with too much force at the moment because of the market mechanics. So easy little long on that. Got out near 70.20s most of my sides, and some out at 70.27. Enjoyed that move to the upside. Good little SSR bounce on Lucid. I see people in the chat talking about Beyond Meat. Yeah, Beyond Meat's actually still moving to the upside. That was a pretty monster move. I'm still with the big question mark on Beyond Meat. It's like, come on, who's really buying Beyond Meats and eating it? I know the healthy people are not doing it, and the unhealthy people for sure are not buying Beyond Meat because they much rather just go buy their favorite unhealthy snack or unhealthy food, whatever it is. So I don't know how Beyond Meat's actually able to get so much inventory in so many stores, or so many stores actually signing up to have their products being sold. because not many people that I know are actually buying it. People also mentioning AI. What's up with AI? Just the regular squeeze stocks at the moment, I believe. Also, AI is in that same basket of AI stocks in general. NVIDIA in that same basket also. Palantir in that basket at the same time. So all of these stocks that have anything related to AI have been moving around quite a bit, giving you some amazing ranges to trade in. Today AI sadly down 3%. I do have it on my list, I believe, at some point to talk about. So we'll come back to AI over there. Coming back to NVIDIA as to how can we find trades tomorrow going in, especially around 8:30 and around 9:30 or so. NVIDIA with giving us a move above 440 over here, already showing us a new all-time high being put in the after hours. Trying to change my time scale to a dailies. There we go, change it to dailies. If we were able to put down a horizontal line right around all-time highs, we're looking for support to come in around these areas, around 440, 439, 439.50 or so. We'll look for support to come in on NVIDIA so we can dip by any dips that are possible. But if tomorrow, 8:30 number ends up being red already, PPI comes in hot, initial jobless claims comes in hotter too. Both numbers not looking the very most exciting to the upside. Then I'd be careful for that possible run through of 440. But I'm sure Sean is very happy looking for this bad boy tomorrow. NVIDIA 440, new all-time high after hours, my friend. In 442, he says in the after hours. Sorry? Yeah, 442, Sean says, actual after-hour high. So insane. I mean, NVIDIA, ooh, baby. Now we just need our best friend AMD to do that for our portfolio and continue ripping to the upside. Tomorrow's trade looks pretty easy to me, ladies and gentlemen. Based on that 8:30 number, you either go long off that 440 or you go short off that 440. Good night, Sean. Get home safe, my friend. See ya tomorrow. Next stock on the board over here is actually a stock that I had zero faith in. Sadly, zero faith in. I did take $1 per share exit for 25% of my long-term portfolio on the stock as we did pop above my average price. But now the stock is continuing to go to the upside. At least I did leave 75% of my size left on the stock. And now we're going to the upside, and I can ride it to that direction. They finally won that battle. DraftKings have been dealing with the immense battle, which is customer acquisition. And they had to go fight with the large companies trying to spend large amount of money. And they did that too. They spent a large amount of money on putting the advertisements, their name on UFC, NFL, NBA, you name it, everywhere, right? So eventually it got to a point where almost everyone out there started using DraftKings. I personally use DraftKings too. I had to wait quite a bit for DraftKings to open up in Canada, and once DraftKings did, I started using DraftKings also. So DraftKings, as someone you very famously know, Sean calls it Donkey Kong, Mike Pena in the chat calling it Donkey Kong too. So yeah, we love Donkey Kong over here. Long-term investor for myself, and can't wait to see where the stock can now head to. There is a little bit of a trend line over here, and we are breaking past that channel. So a clear break of the channel that we were previously stuck in on this position, somewhere around there. Clear break of the channel, and I think sky is a limit over here, but that's just me dreaming at this point. So let's put a quick line over there. It's 40 possible. I think they did get an upgrade not too long ago to a little bit of a higher price also. I think somewhere closer to 36. Good night, Fabian. Get home safe, my friend. Somewhere close to $36, $35, and that's not too far out. I'm looking for maybe 40 to come into play. That happened to be the previous, not really a double bottom, because this bottom's around 35, this bottom's around 40. But I'm looking at this whole area at this point to see maybe it comes in at a resistance. Couple of tops over here, a bottom, and then a bottom over here, and then you can maybe even consider that bottom around the same area. So 35 to 40 area to see if DraftKings can somewhat get above it. show us some buyers actually holding in that range and then pushing the stock more above 35. That would be insane. Been playing both DraftKings and Penn. Man, Penn is also a crazy story. Shout out to your boy, the Barstool El Presidente, Dave Portnoy. Hey, Dave, if you want to come to the 4 o'clock podcast over here, I would gladly have you. Please come through. We'll have a great time, talk about some stuff, and maybe you can try Soul's Pizza and give your one bite review on the Soul's Pizza over here that we have right next to our workplace. Where did my... Oh, there it is. Apparently, Bog is calling, says Diego. And Diego, you're not right. There goes Boggy calling. Apparently, maybe for DraftKings. I hope not, because I'm invested in DraftKings. But no, Boggy is indeed calling right now, I guess for Lucid. And he dropped it like it's hot on Lucid. For tomorrow, though, ladies and gentlemen, what setup do we see on DKNG? Let's quickly zoom into the intraday chart. There is a little bit of a gap here, right? So let's say tomorrow's numbers don't come out good. Come on, that's not what I'm trying to do. Let's say tomorrow's numbers don't come out good. The PPI numbers and the initial jobless claims numbers don't come out on the right direction for the market. Then you are looking for that drop and the possible gap close, maybe even a pullback to the upper side of this trend, or maybe even get below that trend and then somewhere trade on the lower side of that trend line. So if I was to able to put that something like there, you know, drops to the upper end of this trend line, somewhere on this double top area to $26.75, $27-ish, or could even see it come back a little bit more to that lower end of the trend line and then bounce back depending on how big of a move it is on the market. It is DraftKings. You know, we have seen this stock get destroyed not too long ago. They are winning the race, so congratulations to them. But directions to both sides are now possible because the stock has created a new 52-week high, I believe. Let me go quickly confirm if that is true. DraftKings 1 year is now at a new 52-week high and giving you that beautiful, I mean, previously was also at a 52-week high. That breakout of 26 is awesome. We have that trend line already drawn over here at one point. I guess we drew it on the last few streams that we talked about. And we're now going to possibly enjoy a bigger move, a bigger extension to the upside on this position. Going to love to see if DraftKings can keep on soaring to the moon, baby. Soar to the moon, soar, soar, soar. DraftKings stock not in strong hands. DKNG stock not in strong hands. Not sure what you mean by that. All right, camera. Let's go to the next stock over here, which will be Uber and DPZ. Uber and DPZ now partnering up with each other to basically provide delivery services through DPZ or for DPZ through Uber, sorry. Quick glance at Uber. I like this bottom at 42 that we just kept bouncing multiple times and giving you a good support area near $42. Also breaking out of these ranges over here, getting back into the higher end of this range at the moment near 45 bucks. And I think yesterday actually we were talking about a possible short of 45, or was that today? I can't remember if that was today or yesterday. Possible short off of 45. I think it was, oh no, we were looking for a long off of 44 if I remember correctly for that move towards 45 and higher. But the Uber overall, today giving you a little bit of a rejection of that same previous tops that we've made on the yearly chart, as you guys can see right here, 45 to 45, what's that high of that area, 45.24 or so. Rejecting and closing it back under. But if this catalyst is actually strong, you know, it's just dominoes, guys. It's just dominoes. It's not like it's all pizza franchises across USA and Uber is now the North American delivery standard, like the Tesla North American charging standard. No, they're not saying that it's now the North American delivery standard. So it's just an okay catalyst. Like how much delivery does DPS even go through? How many people even order through DPZ even go through? So it's all of these questions that you got to ask. I'm happy that they are able to bring in another franchise to partner up with and provide food through. But apparently it's not that big of a catalyst, and the market didn't really care about it too much because the stock only ended 0.36% of the upside. right? 0.36% of the upside, not too much of a move over there. As for tomorrow, if we did look for setups, we could look for a possible breakout of this range high to the upside near 45 to 45.30, 45.30 breakout, maybe even 45 breakout to the upside, or that 45 area short, giving you a beautiful move back down, especially if that 830 number, I know I sound like a broken record now, that 830, if the 830 numbers come out and it's a little bit negative, then easy shorts around these areas. Let's quickly head to see how many people voted on our sponsor vote over here. Once again, if you are just tuning in, go click on the sponsor vote. 299 votes so far. Will the Fed cut rates this month after today's CPI number? Brought to you by Kalshi. So go check out Kalshi. Once again, our sponsor for the day. Coming back to Uber and DPZ, I think DPZ is a pretty untradeable. Untradeable has got to be a word, right? It's got to be a word. You can't trade it. Untradeable, non-tradable. Non-tradable, got it. Non-tradable because the volume's pretty light on it on a day-to-day scale, and it's also pretty big price. So volume light, pretty high price of the stock over here. So spread's got to be nasty. So can't expect everyone to be interested in trading DPZ. But DPZ actually is where all the hype was if you were interested in that catalyst, because it makes more sense, right? Uber already delivers to a lot of places. Uber already delivers to a lot of places with a lot of companies already using them. But the fact that DPZ now teams up with Uber probably could mean that it's DPZ's name and face is more out there in front of more people. Now people open the app, they could see DPZ's name more often than other names out there, like other pizza stores, right? Especially when you click on pizza, you probably see Domino's instead of Pizza Hut, maybe instead of a Pizza Nova or whatever is closer to you. So all of that could just make that user, for convenience sake, just click on DPZ instead, much quicker. So it's just it just makes all the sense to me that the main move was behind this stock over here. 11% jump to the north side, a nice little gap up into previous ranges, a little bit of a rejection off that 420 area. It's like almost every stock is showing this 420 number coming into play now. Today 409.95, technically the high of day, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 415, 420 coming into play in the near future, in the coming few days, especially if the 830 numbers are good. In the next few days, Thursday and Friday, helping DPZ move to 420 or so, and maybe even a little bit higher than 420 just to trap the longs and then come back down later on. So for you swing traders, I do like this trade, but the risk to reward is because I think the stop has to be a little bit wide on this position, obviously, and you can't really take too much size, sadly. Can't really take too much size. People in the chat talking about Kalshi, their UI is dope. They're saying, I love it, awesome. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying their platform over here. Go check them out. You can basically bet on multiple market events. It's pretty cool. I like it. And they're I can't talk. They are federally regulated exchange supported by renowned investors like Sequoia Capital. You guys know Sequoia Capital. Domino's Pizza tastes like prison pizza. Okay, calm down, my friend. Take it easy. You should try Domino's Pizza from India. It actually tastes really good. Domino's Pizza from India is absolutely amazing. Let's go to the next stock on the board over here. Also, another stock that I love pumping. I'm not pumping anything, just so if anytime SEC is watching, they know the real truth. I'm never pumping anything. I'm only talking about the stock and the levels on it. It's Palantir, but clear transparency, I do own it in my portfolio. So Palantir over here with a beautiful move back to almost $17, now giving us a triple top over here at 17. We've seen the 17 area come into play multiple times, sometimes during pre-market, sometimes in the post-market, never actually in the post-market, what am I saying? But only once during actual regular trading hours have we seen, I think, 17 come into play. But now the triple top area coming back in over here. And this time's move on Palantir actually had a catalyst behind it. It wasn't just just a regular bounce of an area. This had actually a real good catalyst behind it, and the catalyst was that they are teaming up with a drone company in Toronto, Canada. I don't have the old Canada animation, but I would hit it. They're teaming up with a drone company in Canada to help them with, with anything that they need help with, as Palantir has teamed up with Ferrari to help them. But if you guys are tracking Formula One, you know what's happening with Ferrari right now. Poor Palantir making the wrong decision on who to pick to help with, because Ferrari can't even help themselves at the moment. They are struggling. But Palantir over here, man, they're helping a bunch of companies with their data analysis software that they have, even their AI programs that they're using. So beautiful partnership coming in, especially for a sector that I'm very interested in, on seeing how that sector plays out. The drone sector today, sadly, that drone sector not helping lift up Palantir's position. So maybe tomorrow the 830 numbers help out. The 830 numbers help the drones come in, pick up the shares of Palantir and lift it up a little bit past that 17 area, take it to the north side, give us some enjoyable movements to the north side on Palantir. We're looking for those trades, but let's say that 830 number is no good, and the stock is somewhere near 1650 to 17. I think there could be some shorts that we could play off of this number tomorrow. So check that bad boy out. We'll be looking at it. Surprisingly enough, there's about 37% of you who did vote yes. 37% of you did vote yes, that the Fed might actually cut rates instead of hiking them, according to the current CPI numbers. So you guys are very, very bullish. That's going to be a serious surprise for the market, right? The sponsor Kalshi, even if you click on them, they tell you a hike of 0 beeps is very lowly priced in at the moment compared to the hike of 25 beeps. So most people think the hike of 25 beeps are going to come into play. At least that's how I think you're supposed to read that. But and I agree with it. Market has been coming in talking about rate hikes, not market. Sorry, Papa Powell has been coming in talking about rate hikes for the next rest of the year, or at least starting with July and the next few sessions. So I'll be surprised to see a cut coming in, maybe a pause. I could see a pause, but I'm surprised that people are expecting a cut. So maybe if a cut comes in, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the long side. The markets are going to take off, right? We're going to have a lot of fun if that one happens. People in the chat saying it is pretty much guaranteed. The next one's 25 interest rate hike. Nothing in life is promised but death. Nothing in life is promised guaranteed but death and taxes, my friend. But no, Papa Powell did pretty much consider that it would be a guaranteed hike. At least the next, we need 2 more hikes according to Papa Powell the last time he spoke. But according to, PPI numbers, jobless claims, CPI numbers, unemployment numbers, and all these other CPI, important inflation data coming out, economic data coming out, maybe Papa Powell thinks about cutting the hikes. We'll think about it once we get there. We'll talk about it maybe once we get there. All right. Heading to the next sponsor over here of the show. It is Day Trade the World. Thank you, Day Trade the World, also for sponsoring the segment here for the rest half of the show. If you want to learn more about the offices that you see behind the show every single day, trading behind you, that's where I am. I trade behind in the morning from 9:30 to 11. Then I come on the show from 11 to 2 o'clock or so. I don't even remember at this point what time I do the show. Imagine that. But yeah, so if you want to open up your own office, daytradetheworld.com, DTTW.com, or you can even email marketing@daytradetheworld.com to learn more to how to open your own office or to work at an office like the one you see behind the traders every single day, DTTW.com or daytradetheworld.com or marketing@dttw.com. Coming back to the markets over here, People talking a lot about MULN. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to look at MULN. That stock moves around every day, but it's a trap. I would always urge you guys to be careful. But instead of looking at MULN, I want to talk about LC. Ooh, what was that? That was scary. I want to talk about LCID, Lucid Motors. Today, with a monster drop to the downside, 11.82% drop. Still finding support around $7 though, so no too big of a damage. I mean, we're still $2 away from all-time low here, so the stock could easily keep dropping right back to the all-time lows and hurt us on our theory of, just buy the all-time low and have it run up. For those of you who did do that, if you haven't taken profits yet, this would be the indicative catalyst. This would be the catalyst that you would use to take some profits. Maybe take 25, 35, 45% profits and you can leave the rest running with the stop still at the same price as the lower day break, all-time low break. But the stock currently pushing back down. The delivery number is not really looking the brightest. So watch out for LCID. I think tomorrow it's going to be hard to look for a real long on the stock. Keep in mind the stock is triggering SSR today by dropping down more than 10%, which means the stock cannot be sold more into the bid by brand new short sellers. The brand new short sellers have to wait on the ask for the stock to tick higher to get their fills. They cannot get brand new fills at all on this position. So LCID could just give you another long off 7, maybe a little bit lower than 7. But I'm going to be a little bit careful with the longs, although I did kill the long on the stock later on today. I enjoyed that one, so I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow with this one. You have to have this one on your watch list. You got to have this one on your watch list. Activision deal going through. Yes, that is also on our watch list later on, later in the down list over here. But the next one over here, keeping with the same realm of a sector, it's going to be Rivian. But before we go there, I'm going to bring on your most favorite person of the show.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
She just turned around and just nods her head. She's like, why would you do that, Pride? It's like, because they love you, Kat. All right? The chat loves you. They want to see you more than they want to see me, Sean, or Neil, or Brendan. Okay? She will host one Friday on the Traders. Oh, over here on the podcast? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. She said she's going to jump on the show here one day, guys, for the 30 minutes for the Friday after the party show that we do. And we get to learn more about the wonderful Katrine and what she does for the Trader TV Live family and what her plans are going forward and so on. And all of you guys will be able to hit on her and maybe ask her number and so on in the chat. And if you get lucky, maybe you do get her number. Right? Maybe you do get her number. So get ready. We don't know what Friday it is, but she did promise one of these Fridays she'll jump on. So we'll let her decide what day she wants to jump on for that one. Sounds good. Next Friday, she said. Ooh, next Friday. I'm excited now. I'm excited. I'm going to need to make like a proper script of questions. But coming back to the market here, ladies and gentlemen, Rivian is the next one on board. Rivian showing us a little bit of a solid resistance around $26. Look at the monster move on Rivian, though, especially after creating that beat in delivery, that 50% beat in delivery coming in for RIVN. Gotta see where this one keeps on heading to. We did say that, I can't see the stock going higher than 25, 26. Those levels are coming into play. Today's high, 26 exactly. We closed at 25.91 though, so pretty close to 26. Looks like it does want to take out that level and rip to the north side, so you might want to be careful a little bit if you are shorting Rivian. I do want to short it though. It's hard for me to be long around this area right now. I think the fact that the stock is stuck in ranges, you just wait. You wait for the ranges to break. Wait to see if 26 gives you a good breakout off the open, or even closer to 10 o'clock, 10:30. If not, it gives you maybe a trap breakout, allowing you to get short off that level at some point and ride it back to the south side. So Rivian, I mean, it is on the watch list without doubt. But the levels are getting a little stale now because they are reused, recycled, and we want the new ranges. That's when stocks are more fun. If we do start breaking down below 23, 24 again, then we could have that move back down to $20 for a possible gap close, especially if the 830 numbers are bad. So looking out for Rivian here tomorrow. Also on our watch list, like its partner in crime, LCID. Heading to a little bit of a weird, peculiar, I don't even know if that's the right word to use in this sentence or in this situation, but going to another stock over here, RXRX, which was brought to you by a little bit earlier ago by our friend Obi-Wan Kenobi. He mentioned RXRX. Is he here still? Yeah, he's here still. And he mentioned the fact that the stock is now partnering up with NVIDIA. Partnering up with NVIDIA, and they are looking to use NVIDIA's technology, the AI technology, their cloud, not cloud, but maybe their quantum computing. I do believe NVIDIA has been talking about their quantum computing capabilities and so on. So maybe even use that computing brain and computing power coming in from NVIDIA overall for RXRX, helping them out. That dealership, the deal helping RXRX overall, 78% bump up today, and also helping your boy NVIDIA. I mean, NVIDIA with the monster move today. Gotta love seeing NVIDIA making expansion now with the help of AI. They're not only helping, tech companies and I guess you could say cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrencies in my book are basically tech companies too. It's software, it's technology, right? So the fact that they're now getting into, this other stuff, maybe they've been there before too, I just didn't know about it. But now that they are, as Obi said, diversification, they're getting into other aspects of world assets and world businesses and so on, and especially diving into biotech. That's amazing. We've seen what AI can do already, and if AI, really is at its fullest potential, able to solve almost anything at any second, you're looking at higher life expectancy and everything. So, that's just bigger dreams overall. I do like the idea that NVIDIA planning to partner up with RXRX, have an investment in them. This is a very fairly recent IPO, so that gets me excited, especially when a stock is recently IPO'd and has a good little investment coming in and is popping up to the north side off that catalyst. Maybe these ranges come into play very soon. We're looking for $25 to come into play, but before that happens, it's got a lot of levels to clear out. It's got to clear out this 14.15 area, especially today. $15 was the exact high. $14.99 to be exact for those of you who are, you got to be exactly the right number. So here's the high, here's the range I'm looking for. Let's say from 14 to 15, like I said earlier, but the numbers exactly are 14.18 to 14.99. Once again, $14 to $15 range to see what it does in that area. If it can break out of this $14 to $15, I think the next stop on the stock is easily to $22. It would be the low of this candle and right around the consolidation price around these candles over here. Not 22, what is that price at? 19. So look how much it traded around this area, and it bounced right off that price point too. So I would like to see how the stock does from all the way the range of 19 to 20 once we get there. For me, it's never about, a line in the sand and be like, that's the price. It's always a range for me, right? Because some level, worked before, but doesn't mean it works exactly like that. It's always got to be a range. It's got to be a wiggle room. You got to look for how buyers are behaving in that price point and how sellers are behaving at that price point. That is why we always like to look at these levels and then look at the time of sales, look at the level 2 to see if our levels are being proven with actual answers on the tape. Right now, I would want to see those answers screaming to the long side, taking this position with this new catalyst right back to $19 to $20 before we see any resistance. And if that one doesn't show you any resistance, the next stop for me is the easy $25 area, which would be the IPO low, the IPO day low exactly, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Winning big today on slot, says Dr. Fez. I'll fix that for you real quick. Give me a second. I'll fix that for you. So RX, as Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi said, has to be on the watch list. I agree with that because actually the average 10-day volume, 8 million shares. Today's volume, 79 million shares. So monster elevation in relative volume on this position. We have to watch this one every single day moving forward, especially if the relative volume stays elevated. And a biotech like this could easily go to 100, 300, 400 bucks in a flash of a second, halt in and halt out. I would like to see what the float is for this position. So let's go to float checker RXRX. Float is 134 million, not the greatest, but not a small one either. And it has a pretty decent short float, 11 to 12%. I mean, it makes sense. Just because they're partnering up with NVIDIA to use AI doesn't mean they have all the answers unlocked and they're able to create the answer to cancer, right? But it does give them a good base to start at to solve and attack whatever they're trying to attack. So this short float that we are seeing right now on this position could allow the stock to squeeze a little bit higher, which just means that $20 target that I'm looking for is more in reach. So pretty decent short float for RXRX. Recursion Therapeutics. Let's see if it actually can break above this 14 to 15. Talking about short float and squeezing, surprisingly enough, no joke, the next stock on this watch list is actually Carvana. Look at that. So Carvana coming in with another monster squeeze action. Squeeze them shorts, baby. Today's high was 44.64. I think this was the stock that we were talking about, 45 the whole day. It wasn't the previous stock we were looking at. It was Carvana. But our target was 45. We had 38 longs. The stock eventually came back all the way to 38, 39. Eventually closed at 38.88. Now in the after hours, 39.51. So monster pullback on Carvana, sadly, after hitting that 45 target. We were expecting that 45 to come into play, and it's exactly what happens on the stock. So you gotta love watching things like that play out. Overall, it's crazy that the stock's still going upside, and the catalysts are coming in more and more to the green side. I think Carvana was on our watch list, so let me quickly go check out if it was. It wasn't on our watch list today, but it was on the CNBS watch list, and they were talking about companies coming out and upgrading Carvana, talking about how possibly they could come out with good numbers on this earnings report. I guess the rental car business is booming at the moment, right? I did see an ad about, don't rent cars or don't buy used cars, buy used rental cars. I don't know what that advertisement was or where did I see the advertisement, but yeah, it was weird that I saw that and now I'm remembering it. But yeah, apparently rental car business is booming, and you are seeing that taking place on this baby Carvana, squeezing them shorts, absolutely bullying shorts, beating them up left and right, monster moves to the upside, helping them out. Lots of summer travelers, so I guess they're using Carvana dealerships too. I mean, I have yet to see a Carvana dealership in Toronto or in Canada or in Brampton. Do you know any Toronto dealer Carvana dealerships in your areas? Maybe you see them popping off in your area. Maybe you could help me out on that side. But yeah, I don't see them anywhere. Maybe they don't exist in Canada, to be honest, and that's why I don't see them. But hey, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This stock has been absolutely squeezing shorts for a while now. Insane moves to the upside. Tomorrow, I think we do see 45 rejection one more time if we do push anywhere close to there. But keep in mind, the stock's shorts are absolutely getting squeezed. So you want to be careful if you're thinking about shorting your boy Carvana. You want to be careful. Last two stocks over here before we quickly go look at the overall market recap and look at the next economic calendar and what other stocks might have moved around. Let me just refresh this page for us. Mullen, yeah, whatever, Mullen. CLM, not too much of a move, CXTP, what is that? Public offering, okay. 44% move up on a public offering though. XXTP, 1 million shares traded, 44%. We just looked at that one. ELOX is moving still, but very light on the volume, and nothing's really dumping off to the downside. Very light on volume. Obviously, no real earnings today, sadly. Coming back to NIO, NIO struggled off the open to get above 11. And the reason why I'm shaking my head and putting it down right now is, are you kidding me? The stock is above 11 here? Insane. I guess we're above 11 now, and the stock wants to stay above 11. Cat's heading home. Good night, Cat. Everyone put ones in the chat to let her know you said good night. Bye. Cat is heading out. So we got, we are above 11 now. That's insane, man. Why don't we do this when I'm long? Why are you doing this afterwards? But hey, no complaints, no pratty, no cry. But yeah, good move. Congratulations to all the bulls who are long from the 7s, 8s, and $9 area. You're enjoying the stock to the moon side right now. Moon side. Keep on ripping. I know EV sector is really hot. NIO has proven their business multiple times. They know that we know that they can deliver cars. We know that they can sell cars. The question is how much is the demand and how many are they actually selling? Are they at a surplus now of inventory like most car companies usually end up being? So big questions over there for NIO, probably to tell us in the near future once their earnings report comes out in 76 days. But according to their recent earnings report, monster moves to the upside. Nice little breakout of that double top coming in. Now the next target for me, expectation is $13, $14 area for NIO. Let's see if those numbers do come into play for us in the near future. Very, very soon would be awesome, obviously. Kava. Wow. Are you kidding me? Is this stock really doing that? Well, I guess that hush period that the stock was supposed to have really helped them out, right? So for those of you wondering what the stock is a restaurant business. Jim Cramer talked about it a lot, especially on the IPO day. He was tweeting about Kava all day, posting pictures of them at the New York Stock Exchange floor, I think, with the bell and so on, with the food and everything. I get it, cool promotion over there coming in. Probably got a big bag for it, but I still don't believe the hype behind it. I don't believe the hype over here. Kava IPO'd at a way higher price than what it was supposed to. On the IPO day itself, gave you a good little long, gave you a good short. The next day gave you some shorts off of that one, and then ever since then kept going back up. And then, we looked like we did want to go back down. But look at that breakout of that trend line, breaking of multiple resistances. Yesterday's move was nuts, but today's move was even more crazy. Not too long ago, I think it was yesterday actually, the deadline ended where they were supposed to announce, anyone who is long in this position, the analysts, the investors who are in this position, were not allowed to say anything until yesterday, and they mentioned it. 11 of them coming out and saying, hey, we are actually long Kava. So those analysts coming out and saying that, helping out Kava today. Another time to the north side, 14% up with a decent bump in volume. I'm going to call BS on it. I can't wait to see the stock come back down and push back down. Another company that's very similar to Kava for me at least, when this stock IPO'd, SG. Did the same thing, was supposed to IPO at these prices and IPO'd at these prices. Later on, eventually pulled much further to the downside back to its original price. But Kava looks like it does not want to do that. So is the hype really real in this? Is the hype real, or is something going on, something fishy, right? So we'll keep this one on our watch. CAVA. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Activision. Activision looked a little scary today at one point. You know, obviously an inside day with how monster of a move yesterday was. It looked like it wanted to just sell off the 90, keep going to the $89 area. I tried some longs off of 90 during the intraday period. I actually lost on that position somewhere around here. It started selling off. I got out right before the huge flush, so I felt pretty good about myself. But later on, it gives you that move back through 90, goes up to 90.26 or something. Are you wild? 90.74. Wow, so much higher than I actually even remember seeing the stock go up. Insane Activision. $91 almost came into play. Eventually, though, the stock did close 1% to the downside and is now flat in the after hours. I mean, I get it. We can't expect 95 to come in because 95 means the deal is closing, right? And the deal is not 100% away from closing yet. So we can't expect 95 to come in just yet. You got to be a little patient. You got to be happy if you're long anywhere in the 60s, 70s, or whatever. Like Buffett once announced that he's long Activision. So he's probably offloading his position over here on this pop just in case that deal doesn't go through. Well, he's not going to haggle about $3, $4 when his average is like, you know, 60s maybe, 50s maybe, 30s maybe, right? Depending on wherever his average is, you know, the amount of size that man moves around, you think he's going to haggle over, you know, $2, $3 when he's probably made $30, $40 per share? If the liquidity is there, you're going to try and offload on that liquidity. And that liquidity showed up yesterday. It showed up today. I mean, this stock traded 27 million, almost 30 million shares today compared to an average 10-day volume of 14 million. So on a day like this, you're looking to offload just in case that deal doesn't go through. And then if the deal doesn't go through, you're enjoying it, the fact that you already took out most of your size and you didn't haggle for pennies, right? You didn't haggle for pennies. In a day trader's realm, when you have an order at 1034, let's say on XYZ stock, and the stock goes down to 1036, you get skipped by 2 pennies on that order to get long. You could have just crossed up 2 pennies, right? You get the idea. It's the same idea over here on Activision for me. So far, though, on the longer time frame, we like the way the chart looks. We wanted to continue going ever since the news was announced on Activision. This is the brand new high created. So anywhere closer to 95 equals short. Anywhere under 95 equals long. I think tomorrow, yesterday's level of 88 is going to be pretty important. So we're going to be watching that 88 area on this bad boy. And if 88 holds, we'll you know, try to get some longs off of that. I see some messages in the chat saying AI. Let me quickly, any messages from Bears versus Bull? No, don't see any messages. So I guess nothing, no super chats or any questions in the chat over there. So we can quickly go to our question in the chat from Narud. Narud is asking us to take a look at AI. We previously did take a look at AI. I mean, look, we're talking about the channel we're stuck in on AI over here. Multiple times that $40 level comes into play. So maybe tomorrow we see that $40 level coming back into play again. Oh, my level actually moved by me clicking that. Let's see if we can get some dip buys off these 40s, 30, 30, 39 area, 39.50 area, or even a breakthrough of 42 once again to the north side, and then we keep on ripping 42, 43 break, especially on a good 830 number that's coming out tomorrow, the PPI. So why don't we dive deeper into that one? PPI tomorrow, pretty decent number for the economic calendar. OB's heading out. Wow, OB's heading out before I head out. That's pretty rare. OB's usually the first one in, last one out. Shout out to your man, my co-host for all of this week, Obi, the one Kenobi himself. Get home safe, my friend. Good night. Tomorrow's interesting numbers are obviously the 830 initial jobless claims number and the core PPI. We have anything else that's 3-star. Don't really see anything else 3-star. This is way after the market closes, so we can ignore that. Fed balance sheet coming out at 4:30, kind of can ignore that one too. A little bit of bond action numbers coming out that could move the number if they are out of the surprise ranges. So you could watch those too. But these are the numbers and these are the times you're mainly looking for. It's the 8:30 time period. Watch out what the market might do at 8:30. Very, very important, like exactly like today was. Today market 8:30 popped up and gave you a long for pretty much the rest of the day. A little bit of a selling came in later on in the day, but gave you a nice little pop for the rest of the day. Just refreshing this page to see if we can find any stock later on over here in the last 10 minutes or so that we didn't look at it. Don't really see anything on there. Going to the IPO calendar, isn't that the stock that's on the SXTP? Oh, it's an IPO. Okay. Yeah, 44% to the upside. I guess it was a public offering, and that was the IPO right here. 60 Degree Pharmaceuticals, 530. Not too much of an offer amount, not too big, honestly. We're looking for, where did the other stock go? It's not even on here anymore. SR, I forget what the stock, Surf Air. SRMF, was it? I forget what the ticker was. And it's no longer showing up over here, obviously, because they're still figuring out what they want to do. According to our last known ticker date was 11th July, but recorrected to 24th of July, and it's no longer here. So I'm expecting maybe as we get closer to 24th July, we'll see it. We got APGE, $15 to $17 expected, coming out in 2 days. So we'll watch that one tomorrow. SGMT, not really that big of an offer amount, but we'll talk about it too. And the 19th of July, we got another one, which we talked about last night. We'll talk about it more as we get closer to that date. Earnings calendar, as we know, Thursday, nothing really going on Thursday. But on Friday, we got Citigroup, which moved a lot today. Citigroup moved insane to the upside at one point. So maybe you want to keep watching banks going forward for the rest of the week over here. Wells Fargo, United Health Group, JP Morgan, all of these coming out with earnings. Sadly, none of them come out with earnings between 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock because that happens on Friday. Never. No company ever announces after the market on Friday. It says one company does. That's lies. No companies usually ever announce after Fridays a market. So this will be pre-market. This Friday, we're going to have Greg on the show. You know, the manager of the floor who's been here for 8+ years. Managed me, traded me, taught me everything that I know. Taught a lot of people on the floor, and honestly a best friend of mine for quite a bit some time now. So I can't wait to ask him questions, and maybe you guys get to learn something about him and about trading through him. So I can't wait to have you guys at the 4 o'clock show this Friday. Make sure you tune into that one. Earnings this Friday, once again, real quick reminder, Friday morning, BlackRock, JPM, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. All of them look very, very important to watch. Banking sector back in play. SoFi, one of the hot banking stocks always that keeps moving around. So we did say, based on the CPI number that comes out today, we could see this number going to 100%, or even we could see the 0.5 number showing up in the scale. Let's refresh this page, and the number's still the same. I thought the number would maybe go to 80% or 70%. But no, the number is still the same. The number hasn't changed. It's still 92.4%. Probability expected increased rate hike for 92.4% probability for an expected 0.25 beeps rate hike coming in on the 26th of July. So watch out for that date, ladies and gentlemen. Very important date. Keep it on your watch list. This show is going to be even more spicy with upcoming earnings, says Darwin. Yes, sir. You know it. It's going to be hot, 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 caliente. Muy caliente. It's going to be fun. We're going to look at all the earnings movers, all the stocks that are moving around. And sadly, though, I do have to apologize for nothing, because the greatest never apologized for it. No, I'm joking. I almost hit that Conor McGregor there. The two-time never apologize to nobody. The double champ does whatever he wants. But no double champ here. What I am going to say though, yeah, we got to call it over here sadly. So we will see you tomorrow as we always do from 8:30 till 5 o'clock over here on Trader TV Live. This segment of the show was once again brought to you by Kalshi. Go check them out. And also Day Trade the World. Go to DTTW.com to check out Day Trade the World. Here's the Kalshi website for anyone interested, kalshi.com and daytradetheworld.com. You guys know the sponsor that we trade with every single day. BOA in trouble. Bank of America in trouble, says our chat. So obviously go do more research about banks because they're going to get very hot. That's going to be the first sector of baskets coming out with earnings very, very soon. We're going to enjoy watching them. And I enjoy talking to you guys every single day from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. But before that, I will be on that show with Obi at 11 to 2. So see you first at 11 to 2. Thank you guys for coming by every single day for the last hour here. Peace, take care, and adios.